I'm Michael Green. I've been very involved in the harbour redevelopment. I set the group up. Before we start, I'll just make a comment that Michael Barnett asked some questions how we're going to move things forward. Well, I'd like to think that at the end of this presentation, you'll be in a better position to say we've got some answers here of how we're going to move things forward. So we've got the first slide out here, and I'm going to talk in 4 sections. I'm going to talk about the vision of why we're doing this. I'm going to talk then about the second thing is the structure, how we're going to take it forward. I will go through the proposals very briefly, but I don't want to talk about the proposals specifically tonight. That will be for another occasion. And then I want to talk about how we're actually going to deliver the proposals. So the first thing is the vision. Well, as myself and many other people have seen it, the harbour and the waterfront area, that's going to be the hub, the catalyst for increasing numbers of visitors. This is going to increase inward investment, and it's going to be a virtuous cycle. It's a fabulously attractive area. You can see what's happened in the Sundancer, and with the proposals that we have got, will increase the activity at the harbour, and that will be a hub not only for the regeneration or further development of the harbour, and prosperity and economic development, but it will be for the town centre as well. What's good for the harbour is good for the town. So on that basis, we adopted that in December last year as a strategic priority for the Nurture Area Committee. So we've identified the development of the harbour as a strategic priority. So how did we go about doing this? Now, Michael's alluded to how the town centre is stalled. The reason the town centre is stalled in many instances, there were no real structures in place to take this forward. It's very well saying we've got these proposals, we've got these plans, and there's funding available there. But if the bodies and the structures are not in place, then you cannot move things forward. So we went off, myself, the 3 Michaels, Michael Boylan, Michael Barnett, myself and Alistair, primarily on a fact-finding mission for the bid. Now we went down to Large, went to Oban, we went to Crieff. We got a lot of good ideas. I got some real inspiration down in Oban, and I was invited down by the council there, Argyll Council. I went down, to be glad to know, under my own steam. And I went down to meet the folk there, the folk that were actually developing the harbour in Oban. They'd done it in Campbelltown and they'd done it in Tobermory. Now, what struck me there, and compare and contrast with this relationship we have, the relationships that we have here, was that down there, the council, the enterprise company, the bid, and their common good, they were all working together. They had a real team spirit, esprit de corps. They worked as a partnership, and they were delivering. So I think that it's worth noting that, yes, we can have our differences with the Highland Council, but we've got to work together on these projects. So, drawing inspiration from my travels, I formed a stakeholder group, and it was the Harbour Development Group. And I was very fortunate, as we are here in Nairn, there's a lot of retired people who are activists who are prepared to put their expertise into the public domain for the benefit of Nairn and take on projects. Now, we had folk from the Sailing Club, we've got the Kayak Club, the Highland Council, River Community Council, NICE, the Harbour Masters, both Highland and Nairn, trustees of the Nairn Common Good, and harbour users. We had a stakeholder group where everybody was involved. Now, the thing about this group was we had a lot of technically competent people. We had civil engineers, we had harbour masters, we had marine, well, the professor, Ken Kilham is the Commodore, he's a retired professor at Murray University. These people know their subject. So they put together the report, which we brought forward. We did it under the auspices of NICE, and I think it's important to say this. NICE, this was NICE at its best in its enablement role. So we didn't have to go and set up a structure, we didn't have to get a constitution, we didn't have to reinvent the wheel. We did it under the auspices of NICE, and we reported back in, we represented as NICE. That was where NICE was a real benefit to us. So, the group, I was the chair, still am the chair, but the group came forward, the technical group, the subgroup came forward with the proposal. And Ian, if we could move on to the second slide. I don't particularly want to get into the specifics, other than just to bring folk up to speed of the general approach that we're taking and some of the ideas that we've got. think you've seen them various things. If we go to the next slide. So these are some of the shorter term proposals that we have got that are achievable. That's the important part to understand. So a range of proposals which will seriously improve the economic activity at the harbour. So if we go to the next one, Ian. Now these are more of the medium term. I think you're seeing it there. And if we go to the last slide. Yes. Now I would pick out which is a project which is I really want to see as a priority is the world-class water sports hub. Now, folk have talked about how iconic the Sundance it is, especially from out at sea. You look in an evening and it stands out. What the group came forward with, and this is probably just worth alluding to a bit more detail, is we want a world-class iconic facility at the harbour, which will cater for all the various clubs, the kayak club, the canoe club, the guys that are in the dinghies, training with the sailing club, the paddle boarding. We really want to have that facility as a centre of excellence. There will then be a commercial aspect to that as well, where the private sector will get involved, where they'll have a restaurant, where they'll have maybe a shop. That will be a hybrid building, but it will be iconic. So that is really something I want to see happen very, very quickly. So if we then move ahead from the proposals and we look upon, yes, you've got all these fabulous plans. There's some short-term, medium-term, longer-term. How do you actually deliver them? And this is the dilemma that they have in the town centre. And this is where there has been, as I say, an apparent sense of inertia. Well, the first thing that we've got to do, really, there's two parts to this, the way ahead. First is the consultation. We wish to put our draft proposals out for consultation. Now that's effective consultation. That's not Nairn South type consultation where everybody gets to hear about it and make their comments and then they just move on regardless. We will take on board what people say. We will go through a very intense period of consultation, maybe 4, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, which will be on all the websites. The proposals will be on the NICE website, will be on the Highland Council, will be on River CC, any other website that wishes to have it, we will put it out there. I met with Stuart Black on Monday and we discussed consultation, and they felt that the best way to engage with your community is to have an exhibition for a day. 10 in the morning to late in the evening where folk can come, meet the professionals, meet the people whose proposals they are, have your discussion, hear your concerns, negative or positive, and at the end of that we will go away, distill the response from the public and put together a final report which we'll put to the Harbour's board and we'll get that adopted. So then we've got the proposals, it's agreed, it's gone out, everybody's had their say, and we know what we wanted to do. So this is where it comes to, I'm picking up from Michael's point of how do we move these things forward. Well, we've got the structures in place or just about to be in place. Most of the various projects that I've seen achieved elsewhere have been a mix of private and public. Each one for each specific proposal is quite unique. But now in Nairn, and this is what the exciting bit is, we have got the structures in place. We've got Highland Council, we've got an area committee where this is now a strategic priority. We've got a bid coming, which I'm sure will have the harbour and the town centre as a large part of their remit, and that will provide the capacity to take the various projects, whether it's in assisting with information, it's grants, or taking ownership of a specific proposal. It's another part of the equation. We've got an Nairn Common Good Fund, which is now generating surpluses. It's the main landlord down at the harbour. So with the common good. We've got HIE who we're engaging with more. We've got James Gibbs, we've got Rona, and we're setting up, we're looking to set up regular meetings, and I'll come on to that just at the end. We've got HIE, we've got NICE as a social enterprise. Now NICE can apply for assistance if it's required. So because one of the things in this complicated world that we live in is that it's no one structure will do everything. So it's a combination, permutation of various structures working either in partnership or individually. We've then got the stakeholders. Now these are the individuals in the groups, and they are the sort of oil for the engine. And And that's very, very important. So we've got the structures, we've got the architects. And I think as discussions with Stuart Black, and just to bring in the council on board further, but they've got in Inverness, they've got the Inverness City Vision Group. And that brings all the various strands together, all the structures together. This is a real grassroots enterprise, all these structures that we're putting together. We need an overarching, encompassing structure, very much like the old Nairn initiative was, where everybody sat round, you meet quarterly, and we actually updated on the projects, and everybody fed in, whether it was grant funding, whether it was assistance, whether it was just a case of information, contacts, and it really, really worked. So I would leave you with the thought that we've got all the structures in place, and the bid will be the final piece in the jigsaw. We've got the proposals, and we now just want following consultation to take it forward. So it's a very exciting time for Nairn, and I just can't wait to crack on with it. So thank you.
Thank you, Michael.